When God tells us to do something, the only good response is obedience. That's the only good response. Mark chapter 4, verse 37 through 41. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves beat it into the boat, so that it was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on a pillow. And they awoke him and said to him, Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? Then he arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was great calm. But he said to them, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And they feared exceedingly and said to one another, Who can this be? Even the wind and the sea obey him. Now listen, if you can make the sea shut up and you can make the wind stop blowing, you can get my attention. Amen. So when Jesus speaking, when he dish out a command, the only good response is obedience. Acts chapter 5, verse 27 through 29. And when they had brought them, they set them before the council. And the high priest asked them, saying, Did we not strictly command you not to teach in this name? And look, you have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine and intend to bring this man blood on us. But Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey God rather than man. I'd rather obey God. Amen. I'd rather obey God. We got police, we got judges, we got parents, and they all good. They all good. But they can get a little twisted sometimes. They could abuse authority or whatever. I'd rather obey God just like Peter and the apostles. I'd rather obey God. So like I say, this is a direct order from Jesus that must be obeyed. And he commands us to preach. People need to get saved because if they don't, they won't make heaven their home. Amen. People need to get saved because if they don't, they dying and they going straight to hell. And we as Christians, we know what's going on. And God is saying, it's your job. It's your duty to warn them. It's your job to go and warn them. When I first moved to Las Vegas, I grew up, let me let y'all know something. I grew up in the projects. We moved on 72nd and Ridgeland, but then we moved on 62nd and Greenwood. When we moved on 62nd and Greenwood, I was about 10. We ended up moving in the hood. When we moved over there, it was thugs all on the corner. And I'm looking at my mom like, this where we really moving at? The house was nice, but we in the middle of the hood. So I just got accustomed to living in the hood. I moved to Vegas, I end up in the hood. There's a spot called Sierra Vista. In certain parts of it, they call it Crack Alley. I just end up moving in the hood everywhere I go. But I get saved and I got a desire, man, these people need Jesus. Amen. They need the same thing I got because they messed up. It's our job to warn them. One time I was riding with a girl and she said, hold on, that's my cousin, pull over, that's my cousin. So I pull over, right? Come to find out her cousin is a rival gang member. And me and him, we know each other real good. Not good, but in a bad way. So when he see me, he started to go to the trunk and pop the trunk and pull out a gun. But I take off, and for the next 3 days, I'm riding around trying to find him. I'm trying to find a gun, and I'm trying to find him. And I called my father up, and I asked him for one of his guns. And my father, he gave me a strict warning. He said, you need to sit down somewhere before you get killed. Before you end up in a body bag or something. He said, you need to come out here and relax and let it die out. It was my father that had to warn me and let me know because it was clear to him I'm going in the wrong direction. It's clear to him I'm messed up. If if I don't stop with where I'm going, something bad's going to happen. It's the same thing God is trying to do with us and people. God is trying to get us to warn people, hey, y'all going in the wrong direction. You need to give your life to Jesus.